It is 70 degrees in March today, and we are all working very hard to resist the rake and avoid cleaning up our gardens too early. This is a great time of year to dust off your patio chairs and relax and enjoy the nice weather. But I wanted to show you in real life what it looks like when we leave the leaves because it sounds romantic. It's a beautiful alliteration, but it does sometimes look just maybe not the way we hoped our garden would look, and we have to be a little patient with it. And then I'll also show you some spaces that I do clean up and what it looks like to clean up gently so that we can still preserve some habitat while making our landscape look a little bit more pleasing to ourselves. This is my bloom box garden. This is my primary habitat area. And so you can see that I've done no cleanup here so far this year. There's even trash in my leaf debris. I've cut nothing back. I've got big blue stem and mountain mint and coneflowers and goldenrod. And I wanted all of those seeds to be standing for the winter for the birds. But since I'm not really thinking of stem nesting insects with any of those plants, I'll probably cut the stems back pretty short and I'll clean up the leaf debris here maybe mid-April. I'll just be a little careful that anything nesting in there, that my leaves all go to the alley for a few weeks before they ever go to our city landscape pile. I hope to let anything emerge from its winter nest before I completely get rid of that debris. My irises, though, you can see coming up here, I'm going to clean those up soon so that the leaves don't cause the rhizomes to rot. And these are my plains oval sedge clumps that you can see in the back. I'll keep those the longest. They're full of leaf debris and I'm sure overwintering insects. And my penstemon stems, the reddish stems that are standing taller, I will only cut those back to about 6 or 8 inches. I get tons of stem nesting bees that find their way in there during the spring and summer. And so I want them to stick around even through the next growing season. Where I already cut some things back, blue wood aster, surrounded by some sedges and some other just more open, airy, uh, shady plants that maybe don't provide a lot of foliage anyway, but you can see the green basal foliage that remained kind of semi-evergreen through the winter. And this is only my second season with this plant, but I'm hoping to see some stem nesting bees make use of the stems I left them. This is one of the areas where we clean up even in the fall. This is right by our front door, where if we leave leaves here, they will make their way into our house. And I'm so glad that I do clean it up because I can see the little crocuses coming up. This is where I collect kind of my spring bulbs right by the door, irises popping up. And you can see in here that the geraniums remain kind of evergreen and they collect the leaves. And I'm hoping they provide a little bit of habitat, even though we took the main bulk of the leaves off this pile. But still, some remain kind of caught in the foliage of the plants in the area. And finally, this is an area we do no cleanup in. It's sedges and hostas under a maple tree. And sedges are able to come up through their old growth pretty effectively. Maybe we'll clean them out every 2 or 3 years just to refresh them. But otherwise, we let the leaves collect kind of behind the sedges into a pretty thick layer that I hope is providing nesting habitat for a few species. And we'll see the hostas come up. They clean themselves out very well, and a lot of the leaves blow away from this area. It's open to the street. So they don't have any trouble coming up in the spring, and they won't rot out from having their leaves left on them. So I hope this has helped you have an idea of what it looks like when you leave the leaves in your garden and how to choose which areas to clean up and how far to clean them up at different parts of the year. This is mid-March, and I probably won't do any more work than you've seen today until mid to late April. Happy gardening!